here, because all of the players are performing pretty good, as well as Jaja and Vulnerra. They are playing out of their minds. But we're starting already. So first warm-up is live on Video Capsule from Tona featuring Nitro. Of course, it's only 3 players because unfortunately a player has abandoned his match. And the player is none other than Insanity. Unfortunately, he abandoned the whole competition. Maybe it's lack of time or something like that. But he's not playing, so we have only a 3-man battle here for that first place. Okay, so they're good that they are they're saying it in English, but because sometimes I have issues understanding everything here when they're just speaking French. The players are certainly currently warming up. Is Jaja making a flip there, and Vulnerra is clocking in the first place here for the warm-up, but not with a good time though. Only 58.36, so he can improve that. But yeah, wonky warm-up here from all of the players, I have to say. So let's go into the live round. 5 rounds on each track, and then we will move on to the next track. Good luck to all of the players. Let's follow Kid here, who unfortunately had only a 3rd place on the other match, but he played pretty good. I mean, playing against Yoto Kotokolo, and then of course Coco was a really hard task, so not to blame him. So it can happen. Alright, so let's go into the first round here. There's actually the Exalti squad leading the race. So it's Vulnerra and Jaja betting it out. Both players 13,000 and make it 1/10 of a second now in between each other. And Kid unfortunately dropped behind. He finds himself 3 seconds behind Jaja and Vulnerra here. So bad news for Kid. So the first 10-pointer will be distributed among an Exalti player. Jaja with a good amount of speed, look at that. So he is now up to that first place, actually extends his lead. But Vulnerra with a good corkscrew section here, or a good looping section. He comes closer, but it won't be enough, or will it be? It is actually Vulnerra taking that first place with 100 of a second. So I was not seeing that Vulnerra had so much more speed. But what a great time there from Vulnerra. 56.99. Overtaking Jaja just in the ending. Wow. Holy moly. So that was certainly a good start for Vulnerra here. Jaja unfortunately only with 6 points, but still good for him. As we go into the second round. Let's see if Kid will make a mistake this round, or if he will make something happen. So far this is looking good. Jaja with the best start here. As you can see, he's already 0.1 of a second ahead of Vulnerra and Kid, both of them. And they're betting out here for that 2nd place. Vulnerra with a lot of speed over that drift section. Got it really good. Good drift momentum there from Vulnerra. But Kid comes also back strong. Went for the more inside line. But still good for him. He finds himself 0.22 of a second behind Jaja here. So he can make something happen in the ending. Oh, almost lost grip there from that underground section, but still looking strong for the against all authority players. And he is coming closer. He is pushing it. He's pushing it towards Vulnerra. He has him. He's in 2nd place. Will he overtake Jaja as well? No, it's not sufficient. And Jaja with a 57.03 in 1st place. But what a great round. Great comeback there from Kid. But also Vulnerra with a 57.18 in last place. So what a great match here for the 4th match. So 3rd round here, and it's going no breaks for the player. It's going directly into the next round. Jaja with a mistake. They're clipping it on the inside, and he won't have a saying here in this round. So we'll be between the players who are in 2nd and 3rd place at the moment. Kid only with 10 points and Vulnerra with 14 points. So who's gonna take that first place? Vulnerra with a very good turn. Early air brake to get yourself the earlier grip from the road. So this was a good air brake from him. Kid a little bit further behind, 0.15 of a second. Didn't get too much speed in this section. So will be Vulnerra extending his lead to 1/4 of a second. And it's looking really good for the Exalti players to win another round. Oh, Kid came almost in touch with the barrier there, with the underground part to his right. But it wasn't the case. But he's dropping a little bit further behind because his line was a bit off. So Vulnerra now on his way to win yet another round. Yep, it's looking good. Even though Kid comes closer, it is enough for Vulnerra to clock in another 10-pointer. Jaja only in last place, and Kid with 6 points. Good SDs from him, but it wasn't enough. Next round, round number 4 on the video capsule, featuring a Nitro from Tona, of course, as you can see in the top right corner. So this time around, no mistakes from Jaja. Actually, good line from him, as you can see. He overtakes the lead. Went too far inside. It's actually Kid and Vulnerra both with a mistake. Oh, but both were able to make that jump. Kid has clipped a bit. So it is Jaja with a lead of 0.5 of a second. So this is looking good for him. Jaja with a mistake though. Just when I've praised him, it's him making a mistake. So what is happening? And Kid with an additional mistake. So this is the battle we are focusing on right now. Vulnerra will be certainly very happy about that, since he has made a mistake. But it's still in first place. Kid dropped a little bit further behind. And it's Jaja increasing the gap towards Kid. But now the full speed part is coming. And Kid wants that 6 pointer. He wants it so bad. But it is actually enough, because Jaja made that additional mistake. So what a mistake heavy round. What is Jaja doing? Is he able to finish? Yes, he is. But only barely. So Jaja in last place after a lot of mistakes that have been done in this round. Vulnerra with 34 points, a good start for the Exalti player. Jaja still in second place, and then we have Kid in third. So this could have been actually a really, really good match if Insanity would have played. But even without that, it's interesting, because you can see Vulnerra, the first of the match here, has made a mistake. So this could be Jaja's or Kid's chance to grant himself a 10-pointer. It's looking good for Jaja right now. He has a lead of 0.1 of a second over Kid. But Kid with a good line here. So he shows that he can not only play full speed, he can also play dirt tarmac or the normal road tarmac. So this is pretty good for him. Or this is looking good for him, let's say it like this. But Jaja gets away with a lot of speed here in this section. 0.22 of a lead over Kid. He will catch up though, but it won't be enough. Or will it be? No, it won't. But look at this, how close he came in this ending section. Maybe Jaja had just did just save it, but Kid with a great ending there, with a 57.21 in second place. And then of course Vulnerra, after that mistake, he came closer, but it wasn't enough. So Jaja 4 points behind his teammate Vulnerra. Next map will be Karma, as I've said beforehand. One of the tracks that is, I think, favorable for Kid. He played pretty good on this one. But also when I've seen Vulnerra and Jaja playing on this track, they both played pretty good. So let's see what they are doing for that first round. This part is pretty difficult to do. But then we have this ending section where Kid really shined through. He dropped times, I think, under... No, it was actually... it was Coco who dropped times under 56 here, if I remember correctly. I think 56 is the WR, right? Or 55, I don't remember. Something like that. But it was Kid eventually granting himself the final status here, and could stand a chance against Coco, who played outstandingly in that first match today. So both of the players certainly won't do any good time here, as you can see. But still, I wanted to say both are surviving the end. But Jaja with a mistake. So he's going for that extra round here, as you can see. But good luck to all of the players. Next map will be Karma by Dark and Rocat. So 28 points for Kid, only 10 points behind Vulnerra. Oh man, oh man. This will be interesting. So Kid, Vulnerra and Jaja all with a similar start. Kid with a little bit more speed over that uphill, but didn't get the best outcome from that. So he will drop down. So it's between both of the Exalti players. Jaja and Vulnerra are here in the first place. Kid is just behind, 0.25 of a second. Didn't get the best speed from that section though. So this will put him a little bit further down. 28 of a second, but he comes back strong with a good drifting here. And the full speed part is coming closer and closer. Who will win this round? But it's Kid making the mistake. So Jaja, oh, as well. What is happening? So Kid all of a sudden in second again. Vulnerra in first, and he will be certainly very happy about that. So Jaja is stumbling here after that prior victory, or on that victory on the last round. He is not winning, so it was a sub 58 time I was speaking of. So Vulnerra with a 58.24, Kid with a 59 time in second place, and Jaja, of course, making a mistake and only finishing in last place. So Vulnerra up to 48 points, looking good for him. Looking really good for him, 10 points ahead of Jaja, his teammate. Then we have Kid, 34 points, but he's also still in the mix. But you really want to get this 10-pointer here. You want to get it so bad. Oh, Jaja with a beautiful uphill. Kid with a mistake though, so he will drop behind. Have a second for him. Could have gotten a better line there, but still, it is not looking good for him. So Jaja now in first, 1500s between him and his teammate Vulnerra. Vulnerra comes closer, less airtime for him, so 800s between both of the players. But Jaja with a good line here. Look at that. Good approach to the last section here, to the last drift section. But it's actually Vulnerra getting it good as well. So we'll be all in the ending. Who will take it? It's not a lot between both of the players. It's actually Vulnerra going for the attack and Jaja with less speed. So Vulnerra 2000 out of him. Who will take it? It is Vulnerra with a good ending, and Vulnerra with a 58.27 is in first place. What a great ending from Vulnerra here. Wow, what a good ending. So Vulnerra up to 58 points, and he's just marching through here. And Jaja can't stand a chance in this ending section. Unfortunate stuff for him. Oh, Vulnerra, good uphill yet again, as well as from Jaja. Kid not making a mistake here. Oh, goes super close there to that underground restriction, or to that underground part, let's say like that. Oh, not a good line for Kid, and he has to respawn, so it's between both the Exalty members again. Oh man, it's not looking good for Kid at the moment. Currently, the map is dominated by Jaja and Vulnerra, as Vulnerra has the upper hand in this full speed section for now. Jaja now in the lead again, so this is a deja vu. This time it is Jaja, however, with a little bit more, with more speed compared to the other round. So it is not as close, but look at this full speed part here from Vulnerra. He's coming closer, and Vulnerra again with more speed. So Jaja will get overtaken yet again. And who will it be in the ending? Is this Vulnerra, because he was opting for that outside approach. But a 57.87 to win that round. Wow, what a this really great ending section there from Vulnerra. Really impressive to see that. And Kid is not able to finish, and this is cruel for him. This is cruel for him, because this will put him down to 38 points now. And this is not looking good for Kid. But let's go. Come on, Kid. You got this. Jaja halfway through. Vulnerra 68 points. So he's 32 points away of him granting himself the final status. Oh, Kid now with a good start around again. So making another mistake. Not too good for the Against All Authority players. Hopefully he can make something happen in the other rounds. So again, between both of the Exalty players, Jaja this time around, again, it is the same picture as in the prior round. He's ahead of his teammate. Oh, but making a mistake, and he has to respawn. So Kid now, all of a sudden, in second place, and Vulnerra can take it easy. He's 1 second ahead of Kid here. And I thought for a minute, oh yeah, he made another mistake, as you can see. He's only half a second ahead. But, of course, he got a lot of speed, because he could have aligned his car, or he could have gotten the drift good there, and yeah, will stay in first place, even though Kid comes a little bit closer. But it is still Kid only in second place, only quote unquote, but Vulnerra yet again with another 10-pointer. So great job there from him. 78 points for the Exalty member. Jaja unfortunately only in last place. But well needed 6 points for Kid. And we have one more round here on Karma. One more round is remaining. Oh, where is Jaja? Jaja 0.6 of a second behind. Bad news for him, and Kid could come closer with the first place here, and he's attacking Vulnerra. And this is what I was speaking about. Kid is super good on this full speed section and also is still in the mix here. He's battling it out with Vulnerra neck and neck between both of the players. 0.303 of a second between all of them. Vulnerra, however, with more speed, and Kid not with a good line here in this section. But he makes a mistake, so get his Kid in first and gifted 10 points here towards Kid. Well, this could also be a good time. Jaja actually overtaking his teammate as well. And he won't have a saying, so the placement will stay like that. Kid will drop a 58.10. I wanted to say a 57, but that was not quite the case. So Kid with a 10-pointer, Jaja with 6 points, and Vulnerra, after that performance, only with 4. As we go to the next track, it is Idealist by Slays featuring Sporker and Zeroja. We have one more warm-up to go, and then the players will go and play. Theoretically, everyone can get finalists here. If Kid wins all rounds, if Jaja wins 4 rounds, or gets 3 wins and then 2 second places. And Vulnerra, of course, is the closest one. He will definitely get it, even if he gets last all the times. Because 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 plus 82 is 102. So Vulnerra is finalist status guaranteed on the next track. But he might get it even a little bit earlier. Kid off to a good warm-up here. As you can see, he's in first place. Vulnerra just behind him. Not sure where Jaja is. Jaja made a mistake. But of course, it's not the live round. This part can be very cruel. You can bug there or something like that. But everything can happen. Of course, a time under 1 minute is perfect here. But every time that is like remotely close to 1 minute is already pretty good. So let's go into the first round. This could theoretically also be the last map that we could see here. Oh no, actually not. Because Jaja, he wins all 4 rounds. He needs to win a 5th one. So we will see a minimum of 6 more rounds here. Ooh, but Vulnerra this time around stumbling and making the mistake. So between Jaja and Kid, and it's actually super close between them. It's 54 points for Kid and 60 points for Jaja. So this is not looking good for Vulnerra right now, because they will come back a little bit closer towards them. If Jaja will grant himself a 10-pointer, he's up to 70 points. And right now it's looking good, but Kid is in the mix, and bear in mind, Kid is a god tier player on full speed, and he's just showing why. Look at that. Good speed over this stretch, and it will be Jaja just a little bit further behind. So Kid will extend his lead here. Kid will grant himself a first place, and I think he will drop a bonkers of a time with a 1 minute point 25. Great time from Kid. And we have Jaja with a 1 minute point 42 in second place, and Vulnerra with a 101.10 in last. But still 86 points for Vulnerra. Kid comes closer to Jaja, 66 and 64 points respectively. But still, Vulnerra is in reach. 20 points between him and the second place. Next round, let's follow Kid here. 64 points right now in last place, but battling it out with the Jaja again. So this is looking good for both of the players. Vulnerra seems to stumble a bit. He finds himself quarter of a second behind the leader here, who is right now Jaja. So Kid is lurking the shadow for that full speed section. Wonky approach, or wonky section there for Jaja, and he drops down. So will be Kid in first place, followed up by Vulnerra now, but he has a comfortable lead of 0.25 of a second still. But look at Vulnerra saying knock knock. Vulnerra with a little bit more speed. So we'll be all in the ending here between Kid and Vulnerra. Oh, Vulnerra with a different approach here. But Vulnerra also wants to show, yo, I can play full speed and I can stay ahead of you. And this is what Vulnerra was risking to. But Kid will actually capitalize from that mistake. Vulnerra was staying on track, which was really, really fortunate for him. Because he was touching the inside there of that platform block. So Vulnerra luckily didn't lose too much speed. And it is Kid moving up to 74 points. And it's Vulnerra. One victory away of him granting himself the finalist status. Oh, Kid with a good start yet again. Look at this, as well as Jaja. Vulnerra almost touching the outside block there, but that was not the case. So he's still in the mix. Jaja in first. Then we have Kid behind. Oh, Kid goes super close there and therefore grants himself a lot of speed. So Kid is also in the mix and Vulnerra only 0.05 of a second behind the leaders right now, but it's neck and neck. It's impossible to call between Kid and Jaja. What a close round are we witnessing here. It is Vulnerra coming closer as well. So we'll be all in the ending, all in this full speed section. And it is Kid approaching it first. Jaja with a mistake. And it's Kid against Vulnerra. Who will take it? Who will grant himself the 10-pointer? And will Kid deny Vulnerra the for a finalist mode here? Oh, actually, Kid is stumbling a little bit. Vulnerra comes a little bit closer, but it's not enough for him. But what a time will he drop? It will be a 1 minute point 33 for Kid. And Kid up to 84 points. Vulnerra will get denied the finalist status, and he's up to 98 points. Jaja only with 4 points, and he is losing ground towards Kid, who's only 16 points away from the finalist status. So this is looking really good for Kid so far. And Vulnerra, let's see if he can deny some points towards Jaja or Kid. Kid again with a very, very good start. Look at that. Is he a dirt player or what? Or is he playing full speed? But this start is very, very good from him. Jaja also with a good start. Vulnerra is 0.7 of a second behind, so he won't have a saying. Jaja goes super close, grants himself a lot of speed in this section, so he will move up to that first place. But it's Kid as well lurking here. Oh, but touches. He has touched, but Jaja is making a freestyle stunt. So all of a sudden it is Vulnerra in first place again. What is happening? So what... This has changed in a blink of an eye here. So Kid have a second behind. Vulnerra can take it easy. And he is in first right now. And Kid will not catch up with that because he doesn't have a lot of speed in this section. So Vulnerra in first, denying some points towards Kid and Jaja. This is good for him. Because if Kid would have gotten second place, if he would have gotten first place, he would have been finalist. But that was not the case. So Kid up to 90 points. And this is Vulnerra in finalist mode on the last round here on Idealist. And then we will go to the first map again. Oh, looking good here for Jaja. Good start as well as for Kid. So I could smell maybe even a triple finalist situation if Jaja is playing like that, or if he's continuing playing like that. What a great start section for him. Vulnerra 0.3 of a second, 0.25 of a second behind, but Jaja with a mistake. So it's Kid in first and Vulnerra just behind him. So it's 700 of a second between both Kid and Vulnerra, but Vulnerra with more speed in this section. Kid is getting overtaken here, but of course the full speed part is coming soon. The full speed part is coming soon, and Kid has to deny Vulnerra the victory. Otherwise, Vulnerra will take it. Vulnerra goes super close with Kid with more speed. Kid misaligns the turn here, and therefore it didn't get a lot of momentum from that. So it will be Vulnerra in first, but the ending is remaining. Who's gonna win it? Who's gonna win it? Will it be Vulnerra or will it be Kid? It is actually Kid going for the attack, and it is Kid 1,000 of a second. Are you kidding me? Behind Vulnerra. Oh my god. So Kid 1,000 of a second behind Vulnerra, and Vulnerra is winning it. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? What? 1,000, man. What is happening? So Vulnerra clocking in 10 points to his bank account, to the total point score. And it will be between Kid and Jaja now on video capsule. Both of them have skipped the warm-up. And Kid is one finish away of him granting himself the finalist status. Jaja needs 2 victories in order to grant himself the finalist status directly. So maximum of 4 rounds we can see here. Jaja with a good start. Look at that. He's ahead of Kid here. But Kid, of course, wants to have a saying here as well. So he's 0.1 of a second behind Jaja. And he wants to deny the points towards him. Otherwise, he could grant himself the final status into the next round. So this is an important round for Kid, and Jaja with a mistake. So it is Kid who can take it easy and deny valuable points towards Jaja here. The Exalty members. The Exalty member, of course. So Kid will clock in at first place and will activate final status. Great performance from him. If low 57 here. So Daddies did not save. And good luck towards Kid. This could potentially be the last round of the French qualifier for today. Jaja against Kid. Jaja at 82 points didn't even finish. It doesn't matter though if he has finished or not, because he needs 2 victories anyway. So Jaja up to a good start. Look at that. Jaja on his way to deny Kid the second place here, and therefore the 6 points. Valuable 6 points though. So Jaja up to a very, very good section here, but Kid within more inside line comes closer, but he has touched. So it will be Jaja now in first place, and he has a comfortable lead to work with, 1.2 seconds, and this will be the first denial for Kid. But of course he's not losing his final status. Jaja is still has to win 2 more rounds. So Jaja 92 points, and it is Kid finishing as well. Because why not? But let's go into the next round. So Kid versus Jaja. Round number 2 or round number 3 for both of them. One round went in favor for Kid, and one round went in favor for Jaja, who's gonna take it this time. Kid with a wonky section here, but Jaja also not with the best start. Kid got a little bit far to the outside there, and therefore it's Jaja clocking in that first place for now. 200s between both of the players. So who will it be? Who will win it? It's do or die for both of the players. Jaja with a little bit more speed in this section, and Jaja is actually in first. Kid is super far behind, and we have a double final situation coming into the next round. So Jaja winning the second consecutive round in a row, and he will move up to finalist mode. Oh man, what am I witnessing? Good luck. Good luck to both of the players. It's the last round of the French regionals as well for today. Let's see who is gonna be the victorious player, who will grant himself the second place. Will it be the Exalted players? Will it be the double Exalted victory? Or will Kid get denied the second place again after he played against Yoto Kotokolo in the first match? Oh, both of the players with similar starts. It is actually Jaja who grants himself a little bit more speed, so he has the upper hand. Good exit for him, and it is Kid not making the jump, and this is the GG DNF for Kid, and Jaja is taking it. So Kid is the unfortunate loser here of this. Dude, you hate to see it, of that second day of the championship, because Kid got denied a total of 4 points today. He granted himself third place twice now. But still, dude, you played super good. And you can be proud of yourself. But, of course, you hate to see that. So, Jaja on his way to win 6 points. And Vulnerra won this round, won this match here. So, 57-01 for Jaja. GG. Jaja in second and Kid in third place. Insanity, of course, did not continue this competition. Unlucky, man. But anyways, you played pretty good. But this will conclude the French regionals, and now we have